Here we go, December 3rd. This is going to be, again, a different type of video. I don't really know if you can comment on this. I think about every religion I've seen and read about, you can't really describe the pure consciousness of who you really are. But this is going to be titled, It's All About Consciousness and Who You Really Are. And I'm just going to comment on this. If you think about it, you aren't consciousness, Jim. You are just consciousness. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. We're talking about the ultimate divinity, God, consciousness, above yin and yang. And if you think about it, if your consciousness all is one, you're above yin and yang, above being judgmental, critical. I mean, how can you be if there's no Jim and somebody else over there? No self. I'm just describing, some thoughts and ideas and things that I've read. And so I'm going to give you the quotes, and then you can do what you want with it. But it's also what I thought was interesting. Kind of one of the things that brought this on is if you Google subtle body, the subtle body, it's kind of the out here. A lot of times I think we look at spirit, and we're really talking about the subtle body, not consciousness, not the ultimate. And I think that's important to distinguish. So whether you look up subtle body Buddhism, subtle body Vedanta Hinduism, maybe Christianity too, I don't know, or the Muslim faith, I don't know. I just know in Buddhism and Hinduism, if you look it up, it'll talk about, in essence, the body, mind, spirit, intellect is housed there. Well, those are things. That's different than the consciousness, the pure ultimate. So let's just read a few quotes, and you can do what you want with it. I think it's fascinating. Before I do, a lot of this is, again, from these same books, the Ramakrishna, the middle one, Sermon on the Mount, as viewed by Vedanta Hinduism, Shankara, fabulous. But I've shown these many times. So let's get to these quotes. Shankara. So he defines superimposition. Fantastic read. The claim, and we're superimposing past experiences, thoughts, and ideas on top of everything else. So that's where that word comes from. The claim to individuality for ourselves implies individuality everywhere. Lose the ego idea. And this is really important. He's not talking about ego like, oh, look, I'm better than everybody else. Just the ego idea that there's this individuality, this different thing. Lose the ego idea in transcendental consciousness, and the world appearance must necessarily vanish. Go get the book and read it. Thus the wise paragraph later, thus the wise man reaches the highest state, and the infinite unitary consciousness alone remains. And he who knows the bliss of nirvana while still here on earth. This is pretty heavy stuff. That, by the way, that wasn't a paragraph later. It was several pages later. At the back of the book, I thought this was great. The desire for happiness is essentially a longing to awaken to who and what we truly are. Boy, if I read that, it's saying all of these desires for happiness, all of these we're chasing life here and there and everywhere, is really a longing to awaken to who we really are. I think that's 100% true. Anyway, that's some Shankara quotes. I remember being once at a seminar or a lecture where the Swami was saying, we're not going anywhere, we're simply remembering who we really are. I thought that was a great word, remembering who we really are. How about this one? The Sermon on the Mount according to Vedanta, that one book. Behind every human effort there is the desire, unconscious and misdirected though it may be, to find Sat Chit Ananda, in other words, the supreme reality, God. So call that consciousness too. Sat Chit Ananda is infinite knowledge and bliss, by the way, by definition, or that's how they quite often define it. But since most of us are not aware that to find God is our real purpose in life, we continue to repeat the same enjoyments and sufferings over and over again. We waste our energies in ephemeral achievements, looking for infinite reward in the finite. It's the same thing we were just saying back here, longing to awaken to who and what we truly are. Only after we have passed through many experiences of pleasure and pain does spiritual discrimination dawn in us, finding out who we really are, separating out spirit, who we really are, the consciousness, and everything else. Then we begin to see that nothing in the world can give us lasting satisfaction. It doesn't say we can't have some joy, some satisfaction. It says lasting. Then we understand that desire for abiding happiness, for perfection, can be fulfilled only in the eternal truth of God. Ramakrishna, this is a great one. I love this line. All troubles come to an end when the ego dies. Kind of gets back to that whole idea of longing for that divinity within, that we are pure consciousness, spirit. I don't even want to get into those things. I've read many, many times that all in the world are distractions from true identity, from who you really are. Consciousness, divine, all as one, God. I don't know. I like this stuff. I love it. I think it's pure truth. All right, there you go. I hope. Let me just put this back here. Anybody can read these, but there's so many other quotes. I love these books, and I love this. I love the discussion of truth and pure consciousness. Let's put it that way.